Tap in with me. Tap in with me. Is your mic used for spoken word, music, comedy, or podcasts? Why don't you take a seat on my couch and share your craft? Focus on the future. Reminisce about the past. This segment pinpoints your journey to the top. So make your presence felt before the mic drops. Tap in with me. This is the mic drop with B. Anderson, and today we are sitting down with a very special guest. Really funny guy right here, but I'm gonna let him get into that and tell y'all a little bit about him. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, man, y'all know who it is, man. It's comedian Black Daryl, right here, Cincinnati, Ohio, all day, every day.
Hey,
y'all
man,
know what it is.
Appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. So you my first comedian on the show, man.
Yeah.
The first question that I'm gonna start off asking you is, because I always like to, I always wonder this about comedians.
Yeah.
When you was in school, was you a class clown?
I was. So I think that's why it comes so natural to me, because I've always been told, you play too much, you this, you that, like you should do comedy, I never took it serious though.
Yeah.
Up until 6 years ago.
Well, let's dive into that. Like, what was your journey to get into the stage? Like, what would you say that it was an easy road? Was it a hard road? Was it about who you know or what you know?
For me, starting out, it was kind of hard because I didn't know the right people to talk to. Like, I had no clue on how to even go about getting on stage.
Okay.
It was more so me being funny in front of my friends and stuff like that. So I definitely wanted to challenge myself, see if I can make strangers laugh too.
Yeah.
So it was a guy here named Marcus Davis.
Okay.
We was Facebook friends, and I seen that he was doing comedy. So I inboxed him, and he like, man, if you really serious, meet me downtown. It was you remember the nightclub called Levels?
Yeah.
It was down there. I met a guy named Jabron Arnold.
Okay.
He the one who got me started doing comedy. It was on one of his shows. We talked, and he like, if you serious, I'll put you on my show next week. I'm like, next week? Like, so you mean I only got a week to prepare? He's like, hey, you said you wanted to do it. Like, let's do it.
Always got to be ready.
Exactly. And from that point forward, like he put me on this show the very next week. It was probably like 80 people in there. Man, I never done comedy.
Okay.
Man, I'm sweating bullets. Like, and majority of them was my family too.
Right.
Like, and I think I did terrible my first time, but they ain't gonna tell me that. Though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did like 30 minutes my very first time on stage.
Wow. Hey, with you saying you did 30 minutes with your first time on stage, because I know I've been up in front of people and talked before. Did it actually feel like 30 minutes to you since it's just you by yourself, or like did it seem like it went fast?
Yeah, it felt slow. Like that was the slowest 30 minutes ever. Like, I don't know. Like they were laughing, but it just when you had them little dry spots, it seemed like it take forever. Like, all right, is they supposed to laugh now? It was funny in the car.
Right.
Man, that just make the whole time go longer if it ain't funny. So.
Yeah. What would you say is the source to your jokes?
I would say I'm a sarcastically funny type of comedian. Does that make sense? Like I know how to make light of any type of situation.
Gotcha.
Like I'm in that type of lane. I can also do clean. I've done comedy in front of a church and everything.
Okay.
So I'm versatile when it comes to it.
Okay. Do you think that that's helped you get your name out here more is just the fact that you could fit in pretty much any circle?
Definitely, because I feel like I get along with everybody easy, so it's always come natural to me. Um, I mean, within comedy game, you just gotta roll with the punches. You gotta just you'll weed out who you can be cool with and who you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to get too deep into that, but you know.
I know in a lot of different aspects, like with music and things like that, a lot of things evolve. Do you feel like over these 6 years, do you feel like you've had to evolve, like, or change with the times?
I do, because you always want to kind of stay current with what's going on with everyday life. I mean, everywhere. Like, you have to stay relevant with the times. So, with comedy and that it's kind of easy for me to make that comparison because, like you said, comedy, music, it all kind of go hand in hand. As you can see, half the time at music events is a comedian hosting the music, like and if you can stay current with it, everything is just kind of like a revolving door. You got to feed off of each and everything.
Got you. Have you ever been booed before?
Once.
How did you like? But because like with me, I do poetry and things like that, and I could not imagine if I got on the stage and spit a poem and I got booed off the stage. Like, how did that affect you?
I think the thing is, I didn't get booed by the whole crowd. It was literally one lady that booed me, so it was pretty easy to deal with.
She just didn't like the joke or something?
The thing is, I hadn't even started telling the joke yet. We was down at the casino. As soon as I got on stage, I grabbed the microphone and she was like, boo! I'm like, I ain't even say nothing yet. So as I'm trying to tell the jokes, she did it again. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just make this whole thing about you now since you want the attention.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you that because, like, I've been to comedy shows and I've seen comedians go after somebody in a crowd, or I've seen them, just do they rehearse set. Like, do you try to sprinkle that in a little? You switch it up?
I don't necessarily go at the crowd unless they mess with me. Like, I don't pertain my comedy to mess with people in the crowd.
Gotcha.
But, you might get a heckler here and there. And see, I know how to roast too. So, like, you can come with it, but I guarantee you're not going to win.
Okay, got you.
So,
you the one on that microphone.
Yeah, I got the microphone for one. And for two, I know what I'm going to do to you. So.
Got you. What was it like opening up for D. Ray Davis?
I feel like that was one of the biggest accomplishments since I've been doing comedy. Opening up for D. Ray. You know what? I just, when I looked at his schedule and seen when he was coming to Cincinnati, and I seen that he was going to be at the Funny Bone and Liberty. And I went out on a limb and I DM'd him on Instagram, introduced myself, let him know I'm a comic from here, and I just want a guest spot. Guest spot usually 5 minutes. He hit me right back. I thought it was somebody playing.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, hit me right back. But the thing is, I didn't check the message right away. The message had been sitting there for 3 hours before I even checked it. And I apologized to him and all that. He hit me right back again. Like, you ever performed at the Funny Bone before? I'm like, yeah, a couple of times. He's like, well, meet me up there such and such at 5 o'clock. I beat him there.
Right, yeah, oh yeah.
So he let me get on stage the first show. And see, a lot of people don't know, at the comedy shows, they can hear you backstage with speakers while you're on stage.
Yeah.
And I got off stage. He greeted me at the green room, like, man, like, you funny as, you know what he said.
Yeah.
He was like, I want you to stick around for the second show.
Okay.
I'm like, let's do it. And we had a whole general conversation like we knew each other. Like, he real down-to-earth dude. I'm in contact with his managers and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to make something happen with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know that comedy come easy to you, but Have you ever had times where you know, kind of felt like you wanted to give up or you wanted to explore a different avenue, or has this just always just been your love?
It actually hasn't always been my love.
Mm,
Like I said, I've just been always the naturally funny dude.
mm-hmm.
It was my older brother who I thought would be the comedian,
Okay.
but he passed away a couple years back,
Oh,
and that's what kind of makes me go a little harder with it because I knew that's what he really wanted to do. Like me, my brothers and sisters, I always thought he would either be the rapper or the comedian,
mm-hmm.
and I guess it's just trickled down to me.
What advice would you give, you know, maybe a young teen or something like that who may want to get into the comedy realm? What would you tell them they should do? What route would you, you know, what advice would you give?
As a young comic coming up, I would say do as many open mics as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You always want to sharpen your skills. Practice them jokes. Don't get the big head so soon just because your mom and daddy told you you're funny.
Got you.
And it's a difference between being funny online versus actually having to stand in front of people and make it funny. Sometimes they get it confused. Like just don't get the two confused. It's possible to do it like that, but just just hit them open mics, work on your craft, networking. Networking is probably one of the biggest things you can do right now.
And I know some of like the OG comedians, you know, especially a few years ago, they had a lot of issues with some of these guys that's, you know, Instagram comedians and stuff like that that kind of made their name for themselves and kind of said like, hey, you didn't have to, you know, grind it out and get on these stages and stuff like that. What's your opinion on that?
A lot of OG comedians get mad because it's more so of a you ain't paying your dues.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you can go the internet route to get it popping, do it. But still work on your craft along the way, so that when you get into the higher up comedians, you can fit right in with them. Like it's basically like you gotta prove yourself. Okay, you can do it on IG. Let's see if you can do it for real.
Right.
And a lot of OG comedians felt like they were taking the easy route and jumping over them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, me personally, I don't have no problem with it.
Okay. After the whole situation at the Oscars, you know, everybody know, you know, the Chris Rock, Will Smith, you know, I rock with both of those guys, man. In any way, did that give you any kind of discomfort? Like, man, if Will Smith can run up on stage, like, do you ever worry about a joke that you may say that may offend somebody enough to want to come up on that stage? I mean, because it just happened with Dave Chappelle recently too. Like,
I used to have jokes like that, but I had to learn like everybody ain't gonna take those type of jokes. You know, that everybody don't think that's funny, but don't run up on that stage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look right at don't run up on.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, it's just interesting. Like, has anybody ever? Because I know you said you only been booed once by one person, but has anybody ever approached you after you got off the mic about a joke that you said?
A drunk lady. She approached. Well, this was another time. She didn't boo me. She was just. I knew she was drunk. And her grandson was drunk also. And we was arguing back and forth while I was on stage. And at the time, I didn't know that the nephew was her nephew. And I didn't know he was drunk. It took for her friends and stuff to tell me, like, don't mind him, like, he was just drunk. He was saying he wanted to meet me outside. I stopped the whole show. Like, oh, we can go do it right now.
Right.
Like, nah, he drunk. And
wow.
that was like 3 years ago, but
okay.
Other than that, I ain't really had no problem.
Okay. Where do you see yourself going, you know, in the next 5 years? Because you've been doing this for 6. So I would even say 4 years. Like, by the time you hit 10 years, what's your goal?
I really is as weird as this may sound. I don't like making goals for the long term, like, because I'm a terrible planner, and I know if it's a goal set, is a possibility. I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
But if I know it's something that I want accomplished, I just kind of let it roll with the punches. I just kind of go in that direction and see where it leads me.
Okay.
I always felt like that. I don't know why, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kinda,
yeah.
like
No. I got you. I mean, I know some people look at it like, man, I don't try to do that because I could be, in a completely different place, next year. I never know. So I got you.
Exactly.
As far as other comics, from a national or even local, stage, who do you consider to be funny?
We go local first.
Okay.
That's a couple of guys I rock with locally. Of course, Big Boo Man, Dusty Lewis. He from Newport, but I got to make sure I say that.
Yeah.
He from Newport, but he rocked with us. That was one of the first ones I met in comedy. Dave Dillinger. We got a couple younger comics actually coming up. Funny Man Graham.
Oh, that's my guy. He was actually supposed to be on, but we had a scheduling conflict.
Okay, that's my little guy, man. I did 3 shows with him so far, and I'm about to do another one with him. Nationally, I really, Chappelle, of course, Corey Holcomb, Cat Williams, Mike Epps. I try not to even name favorites because when you forget somebody, they take it like yeah. So
I mean, it's just a few people, I mean, it's almost, if somebody asks me who my favorite poet is, I'm bound to leave out somebody and then feel bad, like, man, I forgot.
Exactly.
And it's not slighting them or nothing. Sometimes it's just not in your brain.
Exactly.
So you also are a writer.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you write about?
I write everything. I'm in the process of writing a couple of parody movies.
Okay.
Skits. I was doing it at one point in time, but got kind of sidetracked. I start focusing more on the stand-up.
Okay.
But I do want to get back into writing skits and everything. I got a notebook full of stuff that I haven't even released nothing yet.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting on stuff basically. I'm halfway through a parody of Friday the 13th.
Okay.
I'll tell you the title off.
Okay.
Done, but
yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of comedians like, I think it was like Marlon Wayans I done seen, do some parodies and stuff like that.
That's actually what made me want to start doing it, seeing how successful they were.
Well, they whole family, been doing that stuff.
So I actually I shot an idea to Marlon Wayans.
Okay.
Like I said, going out on a limb again. I mean, you can only say yes or no. So he didn't hit me back yet, but I mean,
hey, you never know, man.
Never know.
He might have missed it, man. Try again.
Yeah. So hopefully I can start putting stuff out there to try to, garner as much attention as possible. Like I want to grind to where they have to reach out to me. Yeah. Like so that's a 4-year plan.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I would say that.
And y'all make sure, man, y'all tapping in with this brother so y'all don't miss it as soon as he, get the ball rolling on this.
Exactly. Because I'm pretty sure I can use some of y'all and some of your kids and everything. I got so much stuff, but y'all will see.
Yeah. Nah, hey, that's what's up. It's always good, man. I've had some people on this show that wear a lot of hats. And so, having your hands in a bunch of different, things, it's only good for you, Right. Do you feel like, kind of moving a little bit back to comedy, do you feel like it has done well in, as far as financially? Like, do you feel like, you know, you've been compensated well as far as, you know, just being in this for 6 years and stuff like that? Or, you know, do you feel like you just strictly doing it for the love and the fact that you're funny?
I don't feel like I made it financially yet because it's not my primary job.
Got you.
So,
is that one of your goals?
It is.
Okay.
It is. Once comedy is paying my bills and doing everything I needed to do outside of a regular job, then it's not a regular job for me yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is the part of the show where I'm gonna ask my man, you know, a couple of miscellaneous questions. And you know, the first question I'm gonna ask you is, what is the craziest thing on your bucket list?
Going skydiving.
Man, I hear that all the time. Man. It was on mine. I literally just hit this spot called iFly. And it's
out in
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like an indoor kind of thing. Hey, start there. I'm telling you, you gonna get your money's worth, man, going there. Especially they take you up in the air. Hey, it's definitely an experience, man, because that was always the craziest thing on my bucket list.
Okay.
And I'm telling, after you do it, you either gonna be ready to do the real thing, or you gonna say, man, I don't want no parts of this. This ain't nothing like I thought it was gonna be.
Okay. So how long after you did the iFly did you actually do it?
So I haven't skydived. I haven't done it yet. Yeah, I went to iFly last month. Gotcha. But definitely start there, man. I think that's a good start. After I tried it, I always tell people who tell me they want to skydive, hey man, go there. You know, it's definitely an experience. Like,
okay. I definitely start there then. But I definitely I want to skydive for real.
Yeah. Second question. If you could pick 3 other comedians to go on a comedy tour with, who would it be?
Living or
it don't even matter. Yep. Dead or alive.
3 other comedians.
Yep, that you can go on a comedy tour with.
Bernie Mac.
Okay.
Corey Holcomb.
Okay.
Cat Williams.
Got you. Okay.
Dang,
hey,
that was hard.
I'd be on the floor hollering, man. Hey, especially old school Cat, man. If you talking about vintage Cat,
old
man,
school
yes,
Cat.
Pimp Chronicles Cat.
Yes.
Oh man, yes. I would definitely be hollering, man.
Man, you know, Cat before Cat Williams, his name was Cat in the Hat. It didn't change it to Cat Williams. So look it up. Go back to Cat in the Hat. And you will see, like, he was so raw. Like, early Cat was crazy.
Yeah.
But
let the people know where will they see you next, and well, first, let them know where they gonna see you next.
Coming up next Saturday, I'm hosting the Wave Check contest.
That's the 28th.
Yeah,
May 28th.
Yeah, May 28th at Reminiscence. Okay. It's $500, first prize winner. Well, winner take all for the best waves.
Man, I wish I still had my waves, man. I used to be on it.
I'm hosting that. I was gonna enter it.
Okay.
But, you know,
I used to be. Anybody that know me know I used to be on the waves heavy, man.
Yeah. I seen your little pictures and everything. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I used to.
Yeah. I got that coming up next Saturday. June 5th, I got something going on with Boo Man and Big Stan.
Okay.
Don't kill me. I forgot the name of the venue. But
hey, y'all just make sure y'all tap in.
Man,
with
everything on my social media. I'm terrible with trying to memorize stuff. I write everything down.
And speaking of, let people know where can they find you, whether that be social media, websites, whatever the case may be.
On Facebook, I'm just a regular old Daryl Clark. IG, follow me at comedian Black Daryl. Okay. Also on Twitter, it's the same thing. So I post everything on there. So
hey, well, y'all make sure y'all tap in with this brother, man. Hey, It's been great having you on, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Been looking forward to this one.
Yeah. We've been talking for a while, man. It's finally good to get it done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, y'all make sure y'all tap in with this brother. Y'all be on the lookout. Got 2 more interviews coming y'all way after this one. This has been a mic drop with B. Anderson, and we out. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and comment on it, and subscribe to my channel for more exclusive content like this.